Hello everyone. We'll be back in Journal 2. This will be chapter 16 of the part 2. It was a hateful lot that day, children of earth. It was the custom to bind a person unto the cross with strappings. But not so for this Lamb of God. They forced him down on the cross, stretching his limbs and beating him. They nailed his hands and feet unto the wood. They placed the nails also through his wrists, tendons, whereby the nails would not pull away through his flesh. And something else I found later on, that it was very uncommon for them to put nails through someone. It was actually mainly used as like leather strappings they used to bind someone. After they impaled him upon the cross and put the cross upright into the post hole prepared, letting it fall in the depth of the hole, that he might be jostled and jolted. They stripped him naked, and shared his clothing among themselves, and cast a lot for his robes of mockery. They laughed at his nakedness, and spake vulgar jokes about his maleness. There was no degradation or debasement left unutilized that day. They sat and watched him, lest someone would come and take down the cross. For you see, there is no way to get a man from a cross except to take it down and lay it down. It takes many men to lift a body and a cross up from a hole, and lay it down so it is usually left to fall. Elsewise, a scaffolding would be built upon which to stand. 2 murderers were crucified with him, one to his right and one to his left. You're going to see a little bit of a difference in this versus our tainted Holy Bible. Those who were around him blasphemed him, and mocked him and laughed at him. Great sense of humor, ye ones of earth, they screamed and said, Since you are the King of wisdom, help yourself. Since you are the Son of celestial Son, and have great strength, why do you not get off the cross? Like my point here, neither of those on the cross were saved. It makes no sense to just say, oh, you're forgiven, and last you just murdered your entire life, you're stealing everything else. Next thing you know, you just gotta say, oh, I profess your name, I'm forgiven. I don't gotta account for any of that. It makes no sense. Well, I've been thinking on the other side of the cross, the exact same thing if that was the case. Likewise did the scribes in the temple, the Pharisees, the high priests, and the elders, the people mock him. They said, You helped others, but can you not help yourself? Since you are a king of wisdom, get down from the cross and help yourself. And if you do that, we will believe your teachings. Does this sound a bit familiar to ye ones? If you will but prove unto us, then we will believe. Same with these outer space beings, extraterrestrials, what do we call them, but your brothers and sisters. And once you see them, then you'll believe them? People will believe if they do see it, more than likely. There's all kinds of videos and evidence out there. I mean, the government's even put it out at this point, and yet you don't believe it? Who will you believe? This is your Sananda and Gabriel, and your Creator putting it out to you. If you won't believe them, who will you believe? Further they chided. He trusted in his wisdom in being the son of the angel, Gabriel. Thus may his wisdom or the angel, Gabriel, save him if he wants to. But I was constrained, being Gabriel, to hold mine wrath, for it was to be Sananda's path, not mine. But mine wrath did not go unnoted. The sky became darkened, and the sun was covered over, but not by clouds. And a great storm arose across the land, which did not happen often in that time of cycle. My son cried out, I thirst, give me something to drink. And thereupon one of them went, took a sponge from a pail, filled it with vinegar, put it on a pole, and gave it to him to drink. And then, what did the kind ones in the crowd offer? Do not give him more to drink. Let us see how long he can bear this. Gabriel, I would bear no more. And the thunder of mine voice rolled upon that place, and Emmanuel cried out again. But nobody understood him, for his speech seemed confused, and he conversed with me. The whole of the land trembled, and the earth quaked. When my son set his foot again on that place, the earth will split in a chasm of such depth it will have no bottom, and the multitudes will be cast within, for it is the land of evil, for mine wrath is unbounded. Multitudes will be cast. My beloved's head fell forward, for I took his pain, and cautiousness unto myself. And that which man did that day shall be visited upon him in return in a day of nearness. That which a man sends forth returns unto him in increased measure. But be most careful of that which ye sow. Just like in a field out there. You put one seed on the ground, you're going to get more than what you put in out there. You'd rather be wickedness, rather be lies. But same goes for truth, wisdom, knowledge, and good works. It's up to you though. What are you going to plant in your field? Your body out of it. Emmanuel fell into a deep coma, from which there appeared no breath, for I breathed for him. Nor was there motion of any sign for his physicalness. The cruel mockers thought him dead. A soldier took his lance and pierced his loins to see whether or not Emmanuel was dead. From the wound came blood mixed with water, as is the case in a person who is dead or half dead from blood stagnation in a hanging stance. Since the soldier was sure Emmanuel was dead, he informed the others thereof. They were all astonished, for it is most unusual that one crucified would die so quickly. However, it had been a most dreadful day, and the earth still shook and trembled, and the sun still covered, and hell came from the sky, where there were no clouds. And the sky was red with mine fury, for red is mine ray of vibration. God? Aton? Angry? O ones, you shall soon be in the finding out just how angry. Ye ones are of no different. The heavens weep and boil when you are troubled and injured. All is marked into the records upon which man will stand and judge of self. All. Man will pray for death, and it will not be granted unto him, for he will face his crimes against the laws of creation. And mark those words. Within the crowd were also women, and others who watched from the distance, for they were followers of Emmanuel and had served him. And they had come into Galilee to stand with him. Among them was Mary, the mother of Emmanuel, and Mary Magdalene, and others who cared greatly for this peaceful man of perfection. When the mass of people went away, they came to him, knelt before the cross, and cried bitterly, for they too thought Emmanuel dead. However, among them was one man named Joseph of Arimathea, who was also a follower of Emmanuel. He watched Emmanuel closely, and knew Emmanuel was only deeply comatose, for I spoke unto him. He told no one. He went quickly into the city and to Pilate, and asked for the body of Emmanuel so that he could bury him. Pilate ordered that Emmanuel's body was to be turned over to Joseph, for he wanted the entire circumstance quieted. Sounds like nowadays, doesn't it? Many then came with Joseph, and they gently took Emmanuel off the cross. And Joseph wrapped the body into a pure flaxen shroud, which had been prepared prior, and which would ultimately reflect the image of Emmanuel. Then Joseph and those with him carried the body of Emmanuel the long way to Jerusalem, and placed him outside of the city into his own tomb, which he had cut into a rock for his own burial place. He then rolled a large rounded rock in front of the door of the tomb and went away, in order to obtain some medicine in order to nurse Emmanuel. But the entrance was put under guard by soldiers of Emmanuel's mother, Mary, lest anyone go in and steal the body. And that's it for this one.